welcome to the broadcast. We are back with our guest today, Lauren Scruggs, who's joining us in Courtney's seat this morning. Fashion blogger, style expert, and someone who can relate very closely with this tragedy in Boston. As we were talking about, most of the injured people are now amputees. Many of them lost their lower limbs, and it's just tragic and something that Lauren can relate with because of the accident that you had. So in your experience with something like this, what is the recovery going to be like for these people?
Oh my goodness. Well, I think there's so many levels, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and it just takes time. I mean, some days I still wake up and spend a year and a half, and certain things will just trigger what's happened, even though you've moved really far through it. So I think it's just processing the tragedy of it all, and then moving on to, okay, how can I, do what I used to do before this, and looking at prosthetics and accepting everything that's happened. I think that's the biggest thing.
You had a lot of real practical questions too, and a lot of real practical issues that you leaned on your friend now, Bethany, to learn how to do things like, how do I put up my hair, you said, and just normal girl things like that. Yeah,
I remember my mom and I were Skyping with her and her mom, and she just twirled her hair and put it up, and I was like, Bethany, did you just put up your hair? How did that just happen? Because I've been trying to figure it out, and I have like more arms, so I don't know. She has not,
And she was able to do it.
Because she was amputated at the shoulder.
Right. During a surfing incident.
You know something I'm thinking here, and it just crossed my mind. Every day in this country for 10 or 12 years, young men and women are coming home from war with no limbs, with no nothing. And yet we just kind of accepted that, and now with the Boston Marathon, it's brought attention on a citizenry level, where we are, oh my gosh, now we're having an aha moment that we did not have for these soldiers.
And I think the difference, though, is that when you do you sign up to defend our country and you go into war, you deal with somewhere in your head that something may happen. And I think the difference is with these people yesterday, they're there, they're running a race, they're high-fiving each other when they cross the finish line, and then this happens, and it's not anything that they would ever in their wildest dreams expect.
But Susie, has a good point that many of the injuries like this that take place, have happened in Iraq and Afghanistan and wars. I mean, it happens all the time.
Yeah, but here's the difference. They signed on to run that risk. They signed on to run that risk. And
in the military.
See, we just kind of gloss over that.
Right.
And I don't mean to demean or lessen what has happened, but the loss of limb is such a tragedy for so many people, and now you're bringing it to the forefront where a soldier might not get an opportunity to do that. Right. Do you understand what I'm saying?
And Lauren, you're such a good spokesperson about this too, just about tragedy and overcoming it. And I know you've written a book.
Yes.
So let's hold that up and show everyone.
Okay.
And then it's called Lolo. Is that what people call you?
Still
Is that your
Lolo.
nickname?
Still Lolo.
Yes.
Did your mom give you that nickname?
Yes.
I was going to say, I would love to talk to Cheryl.
Mom's
Your
here in
mother's
the
here with
audience.
us. Hi, Cheryl.
Hi, how are you doing?
Wonderful.
You must be so proud of your baby girl. I mean, that's probably an overused word, isn't it?
Yeah, that's overused. Actually, proud is one of the great words that I use for her. But it's been a tough year. But it's amazing to watch how God works and how He surrounds you with everything that you need.
Amen.
From people right out of the gate. I mean, even when Lauren wasn't aware, the people that actually beat me to the hospital. It was pretty amazing. And just watching how God's people wrap their arms around us, and then just, God giving us everything we need through the whole year, and still giving us.
And as you watch her go and speak to people and really inspire people, it must give you a certain feeling inside that you just go, wow. It's, like I always say around here, and I was just saying earlier, God's test is our testimony, and the bigger the test, the louder your voice, and the bigger the testimony to everybody. And you've probably been able to see that with her.
Oh, definitely. And, you know, with yesterday's tragedy, just it really hit home for me, and thinking about the people that have lost limbs, and just really thinking about what they're going to have to go through in the next year, 2 years, 3 years, or whatever. You know, a lot of people think you're over the tragedy in a short time, and with Lauren just, you know, popping herself up, and, you know, she's a go-getter. She's one that, you know, God's given her a platform, and the platform is with purpose.
Yes.
And to watch that is one of the ways to get through it very, what do I want to say, maybe in a deeper way,
Right.
and to move forward in a quicker way. But, you know, then also dealing with all the stuff that you have to deal with emotionally and spiritually and all that.
So Cheryl,
physically.
tell us about your relationship. You know, I'm a mommy.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I know as a mother, like, I know what you must have felt when she was going through that and wanting to probably put yourself in her place.
Yeah.
So tell us about how this has changed your relationship as mother and daughter.
Yeah. My girls and I, Lauren has a twin sister. We have a very close relationship, always have. What this has done is just brought our family closer together, and of course, Lauren and I, it's brought us closer together. It's just amazing how we, you know, you think you're really close, and then something like this just draws you even closer on a deeper level in so many different areas.
Right.
Was Christ a presence, as big a presence in your life before the accident?
Yes, I had a strong faith, but I think it's just, I've even realized what Christ did for us through it, because I'm like, he's been there. He chose to suffer for us, and I can just say, Lord, I am struggling today. Like, you know, this is hard, and he gets it.
Like, help me, and he is right there to jump in.
And Lauren, I think something interesting that your mom said is living a life with purpose now. You know, having a message and living a life with purpose, and you're influencing so many people, and you know, helping them to understand their life on a deeper level. But also, you deal with the normal stuff that we all deal with, like relationships.
Oh yeah,
so
girl.
one of the things that you were saying.
Relationships. I want to hear about this new boo you have. this new boyfriend.
Yeah,
you've been
but you
hearing
were
about.
saying that one of the things you worried about after your accident was, is anyone going to love me? You know, is anyone going to accept me after this accident? And you really struggled with that.
It was a legitimate fear, and I actually talked to one of our closest friends. She's my mom's age, and we were having a picnic in the backyard at her house. One day I was just having a tough day, and like, she goes, okay, tell me your fears, and that was one of them, and she just said, Lo, you have got to know that, like, God will put the perfect guy in your life who will just love you no matter what, because he sees your heart. And so it's so true. I mean, I don't know. I think God has really proven a lot of my fears wrong. And yeah.
So who is he? How did you meet him? I mean, come on.
Oh gosh.
She's like, I wasn't prepared for this.
And one thing I want to say to you, you don't have to answer any of that question if you don't want to. If you just want to say,
Well,
you know,
just because she's usually the one that asks questions like that.
No, I just want you to know you don't have, you're not in a spot here if you'd rather not talk about.
Well, we said we're girlfriends now, and I kind of want to know. And it's up to you, of course, if you want to share, but.
No, I met him, I was doing an interview with Juliana Rancic with E, and she just asked me if I knew this certain person. And
oh, so she made the introduction?
yeah.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah. So, yeah. I
You're
mean,
happy.
it's very new.
Look, she's like, yeah.
I don't know what to say.
You're happy. Clearly comfortable. She's clearly
It's really
happy.
new. Yeah, it's really new, but yeah, I'm excited about it.
Oh, it
And
makes
he's
us so
great.
happy for you, too.
Thank
Everybody
you.
needs a good boo in their life.